Keilim, Perek Kaf, Mishnah Hey. Fifth Mishnah, the 20th chapter, Masechet Keilim. We talked in the last Mishnah about if you attached something to the Kav'ah Bakoti, attach something to the wall, does it become Mekabel Tuma, does it lose its Tuma properties because it becomes what's called Mechubar Lakarka. Mechubar Lakarka means it's attached to the ground. And if something is attached to the ground, so what we learned was only if it's attached to the ground in a permanent way, and it was either there from the very beginning, or it services the building. You know, your kitchen sink is permanently attached and it services the building. Whereas if you, like your basketball hoop, interesting question. I don't know. Basketball hoop maybe also services the building, but it doesn't have a beit kibul. I don't know, you have to think about something you would attach to your house. It says the Mishnah, Kofet shekiva'o banidbach. You have to understand all of these words. Kofet is a kli miyuchad yeshiva. It's like a bench or a stool. He says shel tamarahu, made of tamara. Tamar is dates. It's made of date palms. I don't know. Kiva'o benidbach. You attach it to the shurat binyan. So I wanted to look up each of these words. Okay, kofet. And then we have nidbach for a second. Here we go. Kofet, a low seat, a block with a concave top to sit on, a stool, and you even have a Keilim, you have a jasper bonus. If one puts a stool in the rubble of the wall, so I'll just show you nidbach, rubble of the wall, a mold filled with rubble, meaning you have it's like the mold of the wall. And for some reason you built this stool into the wall. Okay, the question is, why would you do that? So Rav Posen he brings a bunch of different interpretations. Here we are. It's like you're kind of building it in. He says, the Bartunura says, it's like when they would make an archway, so you would build it into the wall, and then you'd remove it afterwards. So you have this chair thing, and you want how should we say this? Sometimes the building, they'll use the pieces of wood, and that's what they do in Israel. They build molds, and then they pour the concrete. So they'll use whatever they have in order to build the concrete, and then they'll pull it out afterwards, because they're only using it in order to make a mold. So here too, I guess, so you're taking your kofet, you have this bench, and you stuck it in the rubble. Kiva'o v'lo bana. So if likvo means you stuck it there. You actually made it permanent, but you didn't build over it. Or bana alav v'lo kiva'o, or you built above it, but you didn't kiva'o make it permanent. You didn't set it in permanently. Tameh. So the kofet, this bench, still retains its properties as a bench. It's not part of the building, but kiva'o ubana alav, you establish it permanently and you built over it. Tahor, then it's part of the wall and it's not mekabel tuma. Next case, mafats. Mafats is a mat made of reeds, usually. Kamin machatzelet, a mat made mikanim or gemi, from reeds, or I always forget what gemi is. It's another thing that a plant product. I forgot what it's called. Shenat no agabe korot. So you put it on the beam. So now, in order to understand this, the way they would do it is when they built a second level. So in every house, well, let's look at the way Rav Posen draws it. So in every house, he beautifully draws it. You have beams. On top of that, you put these slats, and then you put somehow these mats. You build the mats in. I don't know if you put the slats on top of them or under them, whatever. But the mats were placed. I don't know why the way he draws it, he draws in such a way that you're attaching from below. You might have just rolled the mat over it, and then you put your seed, teat with seed. So it's really interesting. In Israel, when they if you ever see them make the floor here in Israel, right, they have a concrete floor, and then they just pour rocks. They have rocks on there, and on top of the rocks, they put your flooring, and they put a little bit of concrete in your flooring, but it's really just, the rocks don't move anymore, but they really just put rocks, so they want to have drainage. Maybe you learned something. I don't know. So you have this mafas, this mat. Now the mat is makabel tuma, something you lie upon and you can sleep on. So if you not know agabe korot, you put it on the beams. So if you establish it, set it in place, but you didn't put on there the ma'aziba, the teat, the concrete, the mud, utswarot, and the tswarot are the small pebbles that you put on the roof. Okay, so let's say you did. So if you set it in place, but you didn't finish the roof, you didn't put the shmir on, or natan lavet ma'aziba, you did put the stuff on velo kiva'o. You didn't set it permanently. Tameh, I guess somehow. Maybe you would remove it later on, even though you put the teat on afterwards. That's weird. But if you set it in place, and then you put that stuff on, then it's part of the ceiling, and it's tahor. Final case. Ki'ara is a bowl. and you attached it to shidat teva migdal, different kinds of chests or large furniture. Says the Mishnah. So kederech kabbalata, if you attached it in like you attached it. Bartuna says face up, i.e. the bottom is the bottom. Shulea lemata. If you did that, it can hold something. Tmeya, it's still considered a bowl. Shelo kederech kabbalata, but not the right way. Okay, upside down or whatever, Torah becomes part of the Shidat Teva Amigdal. The Kahati says, it's talking about Shidat Teva Amigdal, these huge chest that's, remember, bigger than 40 Sa'ah, Belach, 3 whatever in Yavesh, right? If it's big enough that it's too big to be Mekabel Tuma. So if you put it right side up, fine. If you put it upside down, or I guess sideways or what have you, then it becomes part of the Shidat Teva Amigdal, not Mekabel Tuma. We'll dedicate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Make it a great day.